Welcome to the Profits in Pajamas podcast. I'm Danielle D, or Coach Danni D, and I help women entrepreneurs and professionals to achieve their personal success stories that include joy, fulfillment, and balance. This is where we talk about how to build your business in a way that allows you to work with ease, be successful, and enjoy your life. My happy place is spending as much time in my PJs as humanly possible. And I want to help other women find their happy space while running profitable businesses or having a successful career. So get comfortable and let's dig in. Hello and welcome to the Profits in Pajamas podcast. I am your host, Coach Danni D, always here trying to help women, business owners, career women, just to get to that space where we are having balance in our lives, where we are having lives that are filled with joy, purpose, and fulfillment, because that's what life is about, right? Like, why are we doing all of this if we're not happy, if we're not enjoying ourselves? Like, what's the point? So let's, help each other get to that place. And that's what this space is for me to share that. Sometimes we have guests come on and they share their expertise as well. So today, what I really want to talk to you about is the idea of it's kind of offshoot of alignment. I know I've done episodes about alignment before, but this is kind of like an offshoot. And this is something that I have been experiencing recently because, for several reasons, like towards the end of the year, I kind of took a step back from a lot of things, moving back into some spaces and not others. And just that understanding that sometimes in life, we know we feel out of alignment, but we don't know what it is, right? We don't know what's the thing that's like feeling like feels off because there may be some great things going on. There may be some just okay things going on, but you have that feeling that you just don't feel settled or you don't feel um the feeling that comes with alignment. Like if when you're in alignment, you totally know it because it just feels like all the pieces are falling together. All the pieces are just, coming together beautifully. You do something and then something else great happens, or unexpected opportunities pop up that, you may not have even um, reached out for, but you put into the universe that you were moving in this direction and doors just seem to open. Like everything just feels really good when you're in alignment, but sometimes you're like alignment adjacent. Like things are going good, but then there's like that thing that you're like, I don't know. Or you may not be able to pinpoint what you don't, what's off, right? And what I tend to do when I need to get realigned is I take a step back. And, like I said, I took a step back at the end of the year for a lot of personal reasons, but some were because some things weren't feeling quite right. Like I'm not sure about that. So I took a step back from a lot of things, and what I want to share with you is when you're unsure and you're not ready to fully disconnect from something, take a break from it. Take a break from it. As an artist, what I've learned is a lot of times you just need to rest. And I can think back to years ago when before I did balloons, I used to do desserts, and I would be up late, and one of my besties and we would both be up late working on different projects, and we're in the chat, like just wigging out because it's not going right and it's not. And just kind of like how IT always says, did you restart the computer? the answer always tended to be at the end of the day, go lay down and look at it again in the morning with, balloon art or when I'm designing, creative for either of the businesses. A lot of times I may look at something and it's just not quite how I want it to be. And it's taking that step back and taking a step away that then brings that clarity. Because sometimes you come back and you're like, oh my God, I absolutely love this, right? And sometimes you come back and you're like, yeah, that was the thing that needed to go. Like, I didn't miss that. I didn't miss that at all. So I'm inviting you to take a step back every once in a while. What's the phrase? Absence makes the heart grow fonder. Sometimes it does. And sometimes it makes you realize that you didn't care for that thing as much as you thought you did, or you're just kind of going through the motions with that thing, right? So it's like it's taking up space that it does not need to take up. And anything in your life that is taking up space is taking up a place where something else better could be. Because we often say, oh, well, I don't have time. My schedule is so tight. I don't have time. And sometimes those things that we don't have time for are the things that we need or want the most. And we don't have time because we have these things that are not bad things, but they're not really good things either. Think about even in your closet, like if you go through your closet, there's a couple of pieces that you just don't want to part with. Like you feel phenomenal in that outfit. There's a whole lot of stuff in there, I promise, that you really have no strong feelings about one way or the other, but you hold on to it because in the same way you have no reason to keep it, you really have no reason to get rid of it, right? Like, because it's not, you don't hate it. It's not the, outfit that you put on and you automatically feel like, a hippopotamus. Like, you don't hate the outfit, but you don't love it either, right? I want us to make room for what we love. Let's make room for what we love and let's not require a reason to get rid of something that's just basic. Why do we need a reason? I'm in this like decluttering group and people, like there's already this thing of like struggle with letting go. But then like people, like there's this thing about not having a reason. Like there's nothing wrong with the thing. The thing still works. The thing is still in good condition, but you have no use for the thing. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. And, back to the original point, right? If you're not sure if you should get rid of it, a lot of times, I'll have like I frequently, since I am on this like decluttering journey, I frequently have um pickups, pickups set up for donation. And so I have like this donation pile. And sometimes when I'm, going through clothes or trying something on, I may throw something in that pile. And if I don't come back to it before the next pickup, I probably don't care about this thing. Like, and sometimes I have stuff that I'm like, oh, well, I'm gonna keep it for later. I never look back. I never like, later never comes. Like if it's out of your sight and out of your mind and you are not affected by it, give it a deadline. I'm gonna put it in the corner for the next 30 days. If 30 days comes up and you never even looked for it, you don't care about that. Just let it go because you can now invite into your closet something that you really love. Invite into your life something that you really love. Stop, attending that meeting that you haven't gotten anything out of. Stop, um, you know, just feeling obligated to do certain things because you have no real reason not to. Just because, you're not busy on, Thursday doesn't mean that you have to go to whatever, right? I mean, maybe that's a day you want to do something different, right? So don't feel as though you have to stay attached to things that are no longer serving you, that are no longer bringing purpose. I'm not saying that you have to stop everything. If you want to hold on, but there are more opportunities for things out there that are more exciting, that are more aligned, that are going to get you to where you're going. So, like I said, absence makes the heart grow fonder for the things that really light you up. But sometimes absence is what you need to realize that mm, it might not have been that important. It might not have been, that connection may not be there. And the other part of that is don't allow nostalgia to hold you to something that may have served its purpose. It may have totally served its purpose, and now you're in a different season and something else needs to fill its place. So don't be afraid of that. I had an experience recently where I stepped back into a space that I had intentionally stepped away from. And immediately after the experience, I was like, yeah, I remember why. So, understand that that may be the reality. It may be a reason why you've like distanced yourself from something. It may be time to reevaluate some of the things that you have going on, some of the things that you're holding on to, whether it is, physical, emotional, what have you, that you need to just let go of just because it's time. And, if it is physical, donate it, let it bless someone else. Now, if it has run its course and you just still holding on, trash that. But if it still has value, donate it because it can bring that same joy it once brought you to someone else. But your season with it may be up. It just might be that time. So don't be afraid of that. That can apply to, you know, um, things that you're a part of, that can apply to people, that can apply to physical things that you own, that can apply to mindsets, because sometimes we need to refresh those mindsets, but just feel comfortable letting go, letting go. And if you can't make that clean break, take a break. And then after that break, reevaluate. Did you miss that thing, or was it not even in your thought process? So that's what I want you to think about. Um, Trying to think of what's going on in the world of workflow. So, we just started the next round of the Capable Confident Challenge. So, always one of my favorite things to do. Next month is going to start the calendar detox challenge, and talk about letting go. That is a process of letting go and releasing and aligning, right? Alignment is so important to success. It's so important to moving with ease because most of our struggles are because we are not aligned, because we are the things that are causing the burnout and the overwhelm are typically not the things that are directly related to our purpose and our success. So that is a great challenge to go through, to get through that, right? To get through all of that stuff that's in the way of you getting results much faster in your life, in your business, in your career. I have, if you follow me on social media, you may have noticed a couple of teasers out there. There's something big on the horizon. So keep your eyes out for that. More details to come. I'm just going to say it like that. I'm going to leave it like that. But great, great, great um, announcement coming soon. Of course, always the success journal. Um, I'm working on, I don't know if I mentioned this to you guys, but I am working on an actual book that I'm hoping to have out before the end of 2025. So can't wait for y'all to experience that as well. But that's all I really have for y'all right now. I'll have some more information in the coming days. If you are not on my mailing list, join the mailing list because I send out all kind of information. And Wednesdays I always send updates of um, what's going on in the world of workflow, including podcast episodes and other interviews that I have when I've been interviewed by someone else. So I want you to have a great rest of your week. And I want you to work on that alignment because I want you to be in that space where you are, feeling like everything is coming together. All right. Talk to you guys next week. Thanks for listening to the Prophets in Pajamas podcast. I hope you got some great tips to start working with these. Want to stay connected? Follow me at Your Workflow on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. For more information about creating balance in your life, register for my upcoming calendar detox challenge at CoachDanniD.com. Don't forget to subscribe, join the community, and book a call to find the workflow program that best fits your needs.